At the inception of this administration, President Muhammadu Buhari declared that over $100 billion of public funds stolen were held in foreign accounts. Amidst the struggle to fix infrastructure deficit in the country due to paucity of funds, recent revelation shows how much of damage had been done to the nation's treasury. The 50 billion naira found at the Ikoyi apartment, $10 million hidden in a slum in Kaduna, the 200 billion naira pension scandal, $16 billion alleged power scam, the $12 billion oil windfall are only sad reminders of the rot in our system, which, according to University Don Dr. Ashiru, has been part of us since the pre-colonial days.
Talking about embezzlement in government, we also recall that the Foster Sutton Commission that was set up in 1956 indicted a number of leading political office holders, particularly in the Western region, when it has to do with, the propriety of the handling of the funds of the African Continental Bank. Quite a number of leading politicians at that time were indicted for corrupt tendencies. And also in 1962, the Coker Commission also indicted a lot of leading political officers in the Western region.
According to American scholar Warren Bennis, leadership is the capacity to translate vision into reality. This appears to be an attribute far from our leaders. Clinical psychologist Francis Akinkumi provides an insight into the mind of an average corrupt leader.
People whose conscience are poorly developed are more vulnerable into taking these type of maladaptive behavior into practices. For instance, people who are narcissistic personality disorders, who have these traits, they are individuals who are never concerned about the feelings of others. They are always centered on their own personal fulfillment. And of course, at most period in time in their life, they are always grandiose, and they want to be seen by others as somebody that is relevant and someone to be admired.
With over 170 million followers watching the scene and probably vulnerable to being influenced, veteran journalist Jimmy Disu thinks more needed to be done in fighting corruption in the country than merely exposing the culprit.
Our approach to corruption by just condemning it at all times and exposing it is not the solution. We must find a way where those who have legitimate earnings can live at least an average comfortable life. Look at what is happening to the pensioners, for example. How does that encourage somebody who is already working in government when he knows that, look, the day you leave the government, okay, it will take you 3-4 years to get your pension. The pension is not going to, even what you are earning whilst you're still working cannot take you home, talk less of a pension. Every human being will look for an alternative. Let's be adults about this thing. And that is why you find that 10 out of 10 of Nigerians are corrupt.
Moral bankruptcy in leadership, the dearth of needed infrastructure, place serious limitation on human capital development and our inability to provide answer to the question of how long this would continue cast a dark shadow over the nation's drive to move forward and the future of the generation yet unborn. Chris Elems, Channels Television News.